Now that you have the basic notes on personal pronouns, let's move on to problems that frequently occur when using personal pronouns. So the first problem that occurs when using personal pronouns is confusing the subjective and the objective cases. So first, you cannot use an object pronoun as the subject of a sentence. Now, the subject of a sentence, just a quick review, the subject of a sentence is who or what is doing the action. So, and it typically, 90% of the time, that subject's going to come towards the beginning of the sentence. It's going to be before the verb. So, looking at the wrong example here, my brother and me went on a hike. Well, the action here is went. So I say, who is doing that? My brother and me. So my brother and me is a subject. But we have an error here because me is an objective pronoun. So I would replace that with my brother and I. My brother and I went on a hike. This is probably the most frequent error that happens with objective and subjective pronouns is the compound subject. It would always be so-and-so and I rather than me. Flipping that on its head, the opposite is true. You cannot use a subject pronoun as an object. So in this example, again, we have that preposition between. So the object of the preposition is you and I. However, we need to use the pronoun me instead because me is an object pronoun. So the correct answer would be between you and me. So anytime you have a preposition and you need to use a personal pronoun, you must use the objective form. All right, another frequent error is putting an apostrophe with a possessive personal pronoun. So look at our two examples here. That necklace is yours. That apostrophe needs to be gone. We would never use an apostrophe with a personal pronoun. The next example, the lion went back in its lair. Here, if I were to read this literally and take away the contraction, it would read as the lion went back in its lair. So with the word its, when we're using it as a possessive pronoun, we would never use an apostrophe. A good way to check yourself on that is to just replace it with it is. And if it works, then you needed it and the word is. And if it doesn't work, you probably put an apostrophe with a possessive pronoun. So bottom line, possessive personal pronouns, you would never use an apostrophe. All right, the last error to talk about with personal pronouns is disagreement in gender or number. So that means that if the antecedent, remember the antecedent is the word that the pronoun is replacing, if that antecedent is singular, then you need a singular personal pronoun. So looking at the first example, a teacher should put their class first. Well, teacher is singular. We're talking about one teacher. And unless this teacher has split personalities, you need to use the singular personal pronoun. So a teacher should put her class first. In the case of a male teacher, obviously, you would use him or his. Sorry, a teacher should put his class first. All right, the second example, we have either Kevin or Charlie left their book in class. Now here, I'm not talking about Kevin and Charlie leaving their books. It's either one of them. So there's one book that's been left and it's either belongs to Kevin or it belongs to Charlie. So I would need to replace their with the word his. Either Kevin or Charlie left his book in class. Okay, so those are the common errors that occur with personal pronouns. This is the main thing that we're going to be practicing in class is correcting subjective and objective errors, working on apostrophes, and then making sure that our pronouns agree in gender and number.